Welcome back to Sun's Latest. Thank you to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Once again, huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. This is Sun's Latest. I am Rich Rubin. As of now, 1,400 subscribers and counting. I appreciate you sunscribing. Remember, when you sunscribe for Sun's Latest on fan art, you are no longer a sub. You're off the bench. You're in the starting lineup, and you're going to help us beat the Pistons tonight. Thank you very much. Also, thank you for your comments, because that's what makes this go. Here's the quote. When asked why he takes so many threes, Antoine Walker said, "Because there are no fours." There was a guy who played for the New Orleans Jazz way back in the day, and I think his name was Aaron Parker. Now, this is a guy who played with the amazing Pistol Pete Maravich, who loved a long-distance shot. But Aaron Parker's nickname was Parking Lot, because his teammates said that's when he started shooting. That's how far range Aaron Parker. Aaron Parker? Aaron Davis? No, I think it was Aaron Parker for Parking Lot. And Antoine Walker never met a long-distance shot he didn't like. And that was a guy who made all the money ever and then blew all the money ever. And it's kind of a bummer, because he was a really talented guy and a really good all-around undersized power forward. I always liked Antoine Walker, but always good with a quote as well. So, your 24-16 Suns. I don't like the loss to the Heat. It's been eating at me since yesterday. Your 24-16 Suns play the 28-10 Pistons tonight in Detroit. We are both 3-2 in our last games. We have both lost to the Heat. Suns injuries are going like this. Bouye game time decision, although still in concussion protocol. The estimated return was yesterday. So he might see some limited action in tonight's game against the Pistons. Jalen Green, estimated return Saturday the 17th against the Knicks. All the reports that I'm hearing are Jalen Green is 100%, and the second he's ready, Coach Ott will insert him into the starting lineup, and Grayson and Gillespie will go back to their roles on the bench. I actually like Gillespie off the bench. I think he's a really good fourth quarter performer, and he's been getting a lot more minutes than he had last year. So he might have been burning out, but it's only a midseason thing. He's too young. Grayson Allen can play anywhere you put him, and he's such a great team player. Devin Booker tweaked his left ankle against the Heat, hobbled, returned to the game. Still waiting for something official. As of this recording, I have heard nothing about Booker. I'm assuming he's going to be a game-time decision. Tobias Harris of the Pistons is out, something going on with his hip. Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, and Wendell Moore, big core of this good young team, all game-time decisions, but they've had over 4 days of rest. Pistons haven't played in a minute, so it's possible all of them will play. Not 100% sure how that one's going. All right, so that's the game that we got tonight. Pistons are a good team. This will be a really good test, because I think if we don't get in a hole like we did against the Heat, we got a shot. Pistons are no joke. They are legit and one of the best teams in the East. All right, let's get to your comments. Let's see. Dorna Dane, hello. With you every morning is a Suns morning. That's cool that it's the first thing that you look at in the morning. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Absolutely welcome, and thank you for commenting. We can agree that the Miami game showed Coach Ott and the team what their strengths are and everything needed to improve. Gillespie should once again close the game. We were just talking about this. Even if Booker was ready to hop on the court again with the pace of the last quarter, I would have him rest. Okay, that's fair. Because he will be needed against Detroit. I think he'll be doubtful, if not out, against the Pistons, and that's understandable, but still not desirable. Go Suns. Yeah, you still want Book in the clutch. If he's hobbling, but he can park it at three-point line and somebody can set a screen, that's who you want. Book's the clutch guy. Gillespie and Grayson Allen in the clutch, especially if you need a three or to get to the bucket. There are some holes, and again, keeps looking like we need a big body, but to be fair, Bam Adebayo, who's a good player, but he's not a distant shooter. He had his best game of the year, easily his best shooting night of the year, and his best long-distance shooting night of the year. Lightning struck for Bam. That's the way it goes. All right, cool, short knife. I think you are brand new. Welcome to Suns Latest. I feel like if we want to do something in the playoffs, we need a power forward, and I'm not sure if Mark Williams is the long-term answer at center. He just can't move anybody. I've been saying that for a while. Feels like he gets bullied by stronger bigs. He's a finesse center. He's tall. He can get rebounds. He can block shots. He's not going to move anybody. AJ says you cannot let him walk in free agency. I think Mark Williams' solution is a legit power forward. Where's Maurice Lucas when you need him? All right, Pete, but I agree. We can't let him walk. There's just not a ton of talented 7-footers like Mark Williams who can, on any given night, can get you 20 and 10 and make them mean something, unlike empty stats from some other centers that are that big and that talented. The Eddie Law show. Seeing a lot of Suns fans wanting to look at bringing in Ja Morant, but it just feels like we just need to get Green healthy and find a solid power forward that won't break the bank. Am I crazy for not wanting to trade for Ja? I don't think we need Ja. AJ says we don't need Ja. Kenny Welker says, agree, we don't need Ja. We need a healthy team and an effective power forward. We don't need to gut our team again for one player. That is a really good point. Just don't gut the team, okay? If we're going to trade something, you trade man for man, position for position, for somebody better at that position or more effective at that position. That's as good as it's going to get for us. Tough loss. This Mr. DeCasso, hello, man. Tough loss and that power forward position of ours got exposed last night by Bam. Yeah, as good as a game he had. Yeah, Mark Williams does what he could. You need somebody else. You need another body on the front line. Bam had his best game of the season. He never shoots that well from the outside. I can sort of live with that. AJ says if Coach Ott would run double bigs, there's a chance we win. If we didn't get down in a 20-point hole to start the third quarter, there's another chance that we win. Hey guys, it was a weird and tough loss. Muggs R, I think you are new. Welcome to Sun's Latest. Thank you for commenting. Can we just both agree? Both teams won the trade and be done with it. We dropped the ball. KD called our hand and forced a trade. I'm fine with that. This team is fine with that. Houston is, who cares? I think we should all take a note from you. I think it's just time to stop talking about it. But it's a good point. We did try to trade KD last season to the Warriors. He squelched that thing. So I think it was mutual. Hey, we don't want you here. Hey, I want to leave. And that's what happened. I don't know how much of a force of the trade there was, but whatever. I think it's time to just move on. And I think the Suns are pretty good at that. I think I got to get better at that. So thank you for pointing that out. Jason Stobe. I hope I'm getting your name right. Bobby Portis is the man the Suns need. I've been talking about Bobby Portis for 2 weeks. He can also hit threes. He destroyed the Suns before. I have no problem with Bobby Portis on the Suns. I said on yesterday's Suns Latest, he is one of the few guys who tonight, if we got Bobby Portis, he could fit right into the starting lineup as our power forward and wouldn't miss a beat. He's a team guy. He's a system guy. That's how the Bucks played for a long time. That's how they won their title. Giannis was the system, and everybody else fell into place. I have no problem with Bobby Portis. It's a matter of can we get him, and are we going to break the bank, and are we going to give up somebody we don't want to give up? Doug Drew, hard to win a game when it's 5 versus 8. Not a fan of the referee crew they had last night. Cannot have a game that is that close at the end. Then the refs can decide the outcome. Why do we have to use all of our challenges just to get the correct call? That's a really good point. Okay, so I didn't catch the end of the game. I had stuff to do. I saw some highlights and stuff, so maybe I missed the finesse stuff and the intricacies. What happened at the end of the Miami game that I'm missing? I'm sorry, but it's the second time this season we've been down by 20 and lost the game. I think we did it against the Kings. And it doesn't matter how good we are coming back. That's going to bite us in the butt in the second half of the season because teams are going to key on the fact that, oh, this is the team that coast back in the second half, so coast, and then hammer them in the second. We can't keep playing like that. I know it's admirable. I know it's cool. It's tough and gritty, but it shouldn't be the identity. It should be needed when it's needed, but we shouldn't have it happen to us on our own accord. If we get down by 20, that's on us. I don't think it's a smart move to have to come back from 20. So, but what did the refs do to us this time? Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block buddies are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower in stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right this week in Underdog, and I'm looking at and selecting the Suns' Devin Booker for higher than 27 points, and the Pistons' Cade Cunningham for lower than 27 points. Download the app today and use promo code BasketballFan to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code BasketballFan. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Really quick on that, it's very possible that neither of those guys play in this game. But to continue on with the Devin Booker situation, so how do you not love Devin Booker? And here's the deal. Against Miami, he almost had a triple-double, 24, 9, and 9. The game before against Washington, which we won, 17, 3, and 8. Against the Knicks, a game we won, 31. 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Booker is becoming one of the better facilitators in the league, easily the best as a shooting guard, out of necessity for the last 2 years, but now it kind of stuck, which makes him even more valuable and as good as he's ever been. If he's not an all-star this year, I'm burning this whole thing down. 13 and 1 rebound and 8 assists against Memphis, and I pointed out that was Grayson Allen's and Dylan Brooks' former team. And I have a feeling Book, who is not allowed to take a game off, but he can also not have to be the number one option, and he set those guys up, and they both had pretty good scoring games. And 27, 3 assists against the Rockets, where we lost by a Kevin Durant 3. The dagger, and Durant was, 1 of 9 the whole night, and he makes 1 3. That one was really hard to get the taste out of my mouth. So as I mentioned before, if Devin Booker plays against the Pistons tonight, I think he's going to have an excellent, excellent game. Yes, they're a really good young defensive team, but Devin Booker's now the wily veteran, and he knows how to break down anybody guarding him. At the very least, he can get you 8 assists, and he can get Bouye, who comes back tonight. Hopefully, he can get him off. He can get Grayson Allen off. He can absolutely get Gillespie off. And just wait till Jalen Green comes back on the 17th against the Knicks. So, yeah, I'm going for Booker higher than 27 tonight. That is what I want to do. Remember, use promo code BasketballFan, and that is what you do. You use promo code BasketballFan on Underdog Fantasy to score 75 and bonus entries when you play your first 5. All right, get on it, man. Get on it. All right, so we have some interesting NBA news. Here's a nice story, and let me get to that for you. So with 1:57 left to play in a Raptors-Sixers game in Toronto a few days ago, I think it was like 2 nights ago, Raptors fans chanted for 76ers guard Kyle Lowry to get in the game. Lowry played the majority of his career with the Raptors. So they're playing. He's on an opposing team. Standing ovation for the greatest Raptor of all time. Sixer coach Nick Nurse subs in Lowry. He's not playing that much this year. He gets a standing ovation right when he took the court. First time all night. He is 39. He had a huge smile on his face for the entire time. He waved and he acknowledged fans, put his hand over his heart, paid tribute to really good basketball fans, the Raptor fans. A huge part of the Raptors' 2018-2019 title team. 6-time All-Star with them. We always forget about that. And now a Sixer. This is most likely his last season. That was a really good warm fuzzy. Here's a story around the NBA that's not. LeBron James was awarded a special 23-season patch by the NBA that only he can wear because no one else has played NBA 23 seasons, which is a phenomenal accomplishment. So the NBA singles him out and gives it to him, and he's wearing it, or he wore it in a game. And there have been patches in remembrance of great players and basketball contributors who have passed away, worn by a team. Like Suns legendary play-by-play announcer Al McCoy passed, the Suns wore a black band with Al in white lettering on their jersey last season. When the great Bill Russell passed, the entire league wore a patch with Bill Russell's number 6. But this patch is only for LeBron, only given to LeBron by the entire NBA. No one else is wearing the patch. Do you honestly think a current NBA player who might have to play against him tomorrow night or whenever would want to wear a patch commemorating his 23rd season? I'm guessing to a man, not a single player wants to wear it. I mean, the rest of the Lakers aren't wearing it. It's just for LeBron. It's all for him. But why didn't Vince Carter or Kevin Williams or Kareem or Robert Parrish or Dirk Nowitzki, when they had the most seasons at the time, when they held that record, why didn't they get a most seasons played patch? Can anybody tell me what? This has never happened in any sport ever for any player ever. During the season, one guy gets singled out by the league. The NBA needs to get its head out of something. And LeBron, you're a narcissistic weirdo for wearing it. Wait till the end of the season. That's odd. That's odd. All right. No, I'm not going to do a new trivia question today. We had too much to cover today. Just going to give you the answer, and I'll come up with another one later. So the trivia answer: what's the most amount of All-Stars the Suns sent to one single All-Star game? Was it 2? Was it 4? Was it 3? Or was it 5? So like the most guys going, like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Clearly we've had 1 or 2 every year, a couple of years in a row. But we've had 3 Suns represent us in the All-Star game 2 separate times. In 1980-81, Walter Davis, DJ, Dennis Johnson, and Truck Robinson, the only All-Star appearance he ever had with the Suns, they all went in 1980-81. That was the first year. No, wait, that was the second year of Dennis Johnson. And in 2004 and in 2006, Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, and Nash all went. 2004 and 2006, Matrix, Stat, and Nash, they, as a threesome, they went 2 separate times. That's pretty freaking cool. We've had 2 players represent us 22 times. I think the most recent was KD and Book 2 years ago. All right, that is your trivia answer. If you got a trivia question that you are dying to stump everybody with, you can send it to me. Just hit me up in the comments. We're not going to do a new one today. They're getting a little complicated. I want to make sure that they're somewhat palatable for everybody. I also want to make them a little bit tough. And remember, if you know the answer, cool, let me know. If you have to go look it up, that's okay. We all have the internet. Everybody can do that. All right, so, hey, Suns Pistons tonight. Go Suns. Appreciate you watching Suns Latest. Remember, subscribe if you feel like it. And at the very least, if you're going to watch, give me a comment and let me know what's up. I appreciate you. Go Suns!